What's up everyone, Adam here from Cape Crawlers, and this is the brushless conversion for the SCX24 Gladiator Part 2. Welcome back to the channel everyone. Super excited for this video. This is the one I've been waiting for a very long time, as are a bunch of you I'm sure. Today's the day we convert the Gladiator fully over to a brushless motor setup. So what we've got is the brand new Mofo RC SMP, the slow motion pancake motor. So this thing is just gorgeous looking. It's small, compact, fit and finish is excellent on this thing. I'm just thrilled to put this in here. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the system that we've got in here now, and we'll talk about our game plan, and then we are going to start tearing this thing apart and we'll get into it. Let's take a look at our hardware first. So I bought the kit from Nick over at Mofo. So I bought the Furitech Lizard Pro ESC combo with the motor mount and the SMP brushless motor. So I bought the whole setup. It's about $125, $129, something like that for the full kit, which is right on par price point for typical brushless setup. I think if I was to do the Furitech Stinger Micro Komodo setup, it'd be about the same price. So I'm really excited to try out Nick's hardware here in this new motor. It looked great online, so I'm pumped for this. If you saw the last episode, we put in the Lizard Pro ESC on the brushed motor that we have in here. So we're still running the Endura High Torque Pro 50 motor in here now. We transitioned the Gladiator over to the V1 electronics, and we put in the ESC. We did some testing on it, had some great results with just the ESC. So this is going to be really cool to see what the next step in this evolution is when we put in the SMP slow motion pancake motor. So let's take a little bit closer look at this motor, and then we'll start the install. So here's our hardware. Let's take a closer look here. So this is the SMP motor here. One of the reasons I was attracted to this motor was because of the compact, small size. It's very thin, very small. I'm hoping that it fits right in there, drops in without having to do a whole lot of body or chassis modifications. That's one of the reasons why I was really attracted to this over the Micro Komodo, and especially the Komodo motors that Furitech offers for these things. The kit comes with a 3D printed motor mount. Bolts right up to the transmission and should fit in there nice and snug to the stock mounting. So let's start tearing this thing apart, and then I'll circle back to you when we get into a place where we're not quite ready to turn it on yet, but when we've got it all mounted up to see how it looks. I just wanted to pause the install for a minute and just show you guys where we're at. So I've got the old motor out. This is the old 50-turn motors out of there. We've got the transmission is mounted inside our motor mount here. So if you're looking at this kit, kind of confused how to mount it, transmission mounts on the outside on this nice flat part. The big transmission gear is on the inside here, and then the motor is going to bolt on right there, and then mounts up to your stock location, sits like that. So that's what the setup will look like. Nearing completion now. Check it out. So we got the motor mounted up. Fit and finish was excellent. Mounted right up to that plate. Very cool. So the way this is set up, you got these 3 screws here. These slots are pretty big, so you have a lot of room for adjustment. You can put that big fat metal gear right in the center of this mount. Make sure you've got no slop. Make sure it's seated perfectly. Nice and smooth. That's good. There's no spot for the transmission cover, I'm assuming, unless I did this wrong. I couldn't figure out a way to mount it up, but that's okay. I did have to cut my beautiful Grizzly Works low center of gravity chassis. I did have to cut my battery tray, and when I did, I cracked the tray here, which is a bummer, but structurally I think it's fine. Didn't do any damage to the towers here or the body posts or anything like that. So just a minor inconvenience there. So to get this to fit, and I'll show you why, because of how the motor fits in here. You see that? I had clearance issues right here. It was just barely rubbing on that battery tray. So I just trimmed it a little bit. Now it fits in there perfect. I will have to find a spot to put the battery. I'm thinking for the time being I can just lay it in here. It doesn't look like I'll have any issues with the drive shaft or the transmission. So that's my plan in the interim until I can find a spot to relocate the battery permanently, or at least make it more secure while it's sitting in there. Because I don't think there's any room. Yeah, the body post isn't going to allow me to put anything up there. Doesn't look like it. So that's probably where she'll sit, but we'll see. So I'm going to bolt this up, put it back together, and then get this thing running. All right, we're going to open up the FuriTech app here because we've got to change this over to brushless. Remember, we had it set to brushed. So there we go. We're good to go. Let's turn it on. All right, here we are. Everything is installed. It's kind of ugly right now, so excuse how it looks. But it's up and running, connected. Let's see. Let's do some testing here just real quick before I button it up and try to make it a little more pleasant. So I'll put it. Oh yeah. This is in high mode, so let's try it in low. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, look how slow and steady it is. This is crazy. The control and the slow speed is just bananas. Yeah, I never understood the difference between brushless and brushed motors until actually seeing it in person. And being able to see that motor turn and seeing the mechanics and everything all working together. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is insane. You can slow it down to the point where you almost wouldn't even know that it was moving. That's crazy. Oh man, I'm pumped. All right, I'm gonna clean this thing up and then we're gonna get it on the course to do some runs. Here we go. She's all buttoned up, looking good. Let me show you what I did just to clean it up a little bit. So I just kind of tucked everything together. Just kind of zip tied it on this side of the chassis over here. It's got enough room so I can kind of sneak the battery in on the side here. Tuck that underneath. And then kind of just cram everything up in underneath the body. Again, works good for right now. Everything's pretty well concealed. Certainly good enough for our testing purposes today. There she goes. Mega slow. All right, enough talking. Let's go get this thing on Mini Moab, see what we got. All right, here we go. I'm so excited. We're in low settings here. Oh boy. It's so slow. Look at it crawl. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Oh my gosh, look at that. And it's like silent also. It makes no noise. I guess it's barely spinning too. We're coming out the other side. Oh my gosh, look at it. It is so slow and it is so smooth. This is insane. So guys, I'm a complete newbie to this stuff right here. Like, this is the first brushless crawler I've ever experienced. So what you're getting right now is a complete newbie's reaction to a brushless conversion. Like, I never understood what folks talked about when they would talk about the slow crawl and how you just can't beat it. I totally understand it right now, because this is absolutely insane. Let's try the shoot. Keep it in low for the time being. It is just so smooth and so powerful. And oh my god. Unbelievable. I wonder if I do a little faster speed, what it would look like. Let's try medium. Medium is good too. That might be a good sweet spot right there. The low is so slow. The medium is very slow, extremely well controlled. Let's try high. Very nice. So smooth. Incredibly smooth. Oh, it's got some punch too. Let's give it some juice. Nice. Cool. Let's try some different lines. Okay, here we are in the escalator. Let's try it on low first. Wow. Oh my gosh, the crawl, this is insane. The grip, man, I'm telling you, the power from this motor and those Swamp King tires, that crawling ability is nuts. It is completely effortless. I'm blown away. I don't even know what to say. Let's try some different modes here. Let's try medium. Hitches a tiny bit on the medium. You know, you don't get that same ultra low grip, but man, still. Because it grips so good and there's so much control, I'm able to pick different lines too, like lines that would have thrown me off course prior. Oh my gosh, look at that crawl. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. I'm able to pick different lines, because it grips so much more. And it's so much more controlled. Let's try high. Oh my gosh, yeah, even on the high setting, it just grips and just crawls up that so well. I mean, it is unbelievably well controlled. All right. Let's try a fast one. Let's try to be aggressive here. In the high setting, let's let the big dog eat. Nice. Leapt off the top there. All right, here we are. Hell's Gate. This is the bad one. This is the bad boy. Let's give it a shot. Go up it in low mode. Come on, bite. Come on. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. It's like, again, similar with the other lines, I'm able to pick, the other sections, I'm able to pick different lines. Like, you just go straight up the more aggressive line because it digs and bites so hard. Try medium. There it goes. It just, oh my gosh. So good. Let's try high. Just fantastic. All right, let's cut her loose. Let's see, a little more aggressive here with the throttle. Let's see what she got. This is nuts. This thing is crazy. Love it. So cool. I could watch this for hours, but I'm going to wrap up the testing right there. This was fantastic. I don't even know what to say. I am like so enamored by this thing right now. I could play on that course with this thing for probably 12 or 14 hours straight, I think. I am so blown away by the difference between the brushed versus the brushless motor. Never understood it before. Never had the desire to switch from the brushed motor. It's like, my Endura, my Pro 50's good. It crawls really good. It's got nice slow speed control. It's great. I'm good. It's not good. It's not. Nothing is as good as the brushless motor. I am fully converted. I don't even know how I'm going to drive any of my other trucks right now. I am that impressed. And what you're probably seeing is my subjective response to the first time ever driving a brushless powered crawler. I've spent my entire time in this hobby on the brushed motors with the Endura Pro 50, which is a great motor. Great motor. With that being the most high-tech, powerful motor that I've driven on. And going from that to this Mofo SMP slow motion pancake brushless motor, there is no comparison in any shape or form. The torque and the control and just the entertainment value of the setup, I can't even describe it. It's amazing. I am so pumped with this modification. I can't find any complaints. I will try my best to be objective here and voice some of the concerns that I ran into. Number one being the firmware for the FuriTech system. So as soon as we got it hooked up to the brushless system, I tried to calibrate my throttle and the whole thing crashed. I had to do a bunch of firmware updates, and it was stuck in boot mode for quite a while. So that was frustrating. So I had to shut the whole thing down, unplug the system, plug it back in, update the firmware again, reconnect it, and then it's good. So once I got it figured out, which was good to go, which was just kind of interesting because when I did just the FuriTech Lizard Pro with the brushed motor, it was like plug and play, like no problem, right? So I expected just plug and play with the brushless system. Started off good, but then we got kind of hung up there. But I just put some good amount of time on it, had no issues with it. So it seems to be working okay now. I've heard that the FuriTech Bluetooth can be a little quirky. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. But once I got that straightened out, man, the performance was insane. Insane. I mean, just the ability of this thing now and the lines you can choose because it hooks up so well. And these new Swamp King tires, grabbing onto everything that they could and using that torque, unbelievable. What a great setup. So I'm going to pause there because I am in total like love at first sight mode right now with this system. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the video today. I hope you enjoyed this. If anything, I hope you got a kick out of my childlike enthusiasm from trying a brushless system for the first time. I'll probably look back at this after I publish this video and be completely embarrassed about my behavior. But I can't help it because it's awesome and I'm super pumped that we did it. And I'm happy I could share it with you guys. So let me know your thoughts down below. How did you react when you first got your brushless system? Or are you kind of on the fence, ready to do it, not quite ready to do it? I'm telling you, if you're on the fence, just do it. I'm probably going to order 1 or 2 more systems for the Deadbolt and maybe another one. I'm that smitten by it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you putting up with my foolishness. This was a fun one. Look out for a bunch more run videos. I cannot wait to get this thing out in some real world scenarios, out on the rocks and on some really gnarly courses. It's going to do awesome, I think. So some great content coming. We're also going to get to see how the portals hold up with all this extra power and torque. It's going to be a lot of fun. So this just opens up a whole nother realm of possibilities for us for content. So stick around. Appreciate you guys. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.